I'm not sure if this is a German thing or an international thing, but here in Germany we have a saying, Verbietet Brot, which pretty much translates to ban bread. Now, what does this have to do with killing sprees? Well, let's have a look at the following probably offensive clip.
In the past, we blamed books. We blamed rock music. Later, we blamed horror movies. And a while back, we were able to track down video games as a true source of killing sprees. But now, thanks to newest, stunning scientific studies, we are finally able to reveal the real, true source of all killing sprees. Scientists found evidence that 99% of all spree killers used to eat bread before running amok. Therefore, there can only be one solution to prevent future killing sprees. Ban bread.
Just in case you didn't get it, this was a satire, not a joke. But yeah, the thing is, every time when an insane lunatic gets the idea that the world is better off with a few less humans, including himself, and he goes on a killing spree and causes an enormous tragedy, the people always try to find some kind of scapegoat, to have something they can blame. And as much as I can understand this kind of human nature, it is pretty much the worst you can do in this situation. I would even say it is worse than doing nothing at all. But by using this scapegoat tactic, you take away the attention from the actual issue and you give the people a false feeling of control. Just imagine the following case. We have a young psychopath who is slowly but steadily building up his inner grudge against society and humanity, and he hates everybody, and, well, he's keeping it to himself. And of course, he probably plays violent games because he's a psychopath. He feels attracted by this kind of violence. And he also probably listens to metal music or something like this, because he has an inner aggression, and this inner aggression relates to this kind of aggressive music. But it is his inner aggression that leads him to this stuff, and not this stuff that creates his inner aggression. He does not become a psychopath because he plays violent games and he listens to aggressive music. No! He plays those games and listens to this music because he is a psychopath. But then again, this does not mean that everybody who likes these games and this music, or books, or whatever the current scapegoat is automatically a psychopath. No, all this is saying is that people who have a mental dysfunction are very likely to get drawn to this stuff, which is also attractive to normal people. But now for the problem at hand. When you go there and say, you have found the source for the problem, when you say, oh, it's the computer games, and people believe this, this can be the breeding ground for even more incidences. Now to come back to my earlier example. So we have this young psychopath who is slowly building up his anger, and he kind of ventilates a little bit with violent games, listening to aggressive music and everything. Then one day there is a massacre and the media and the politicians all say, oh, it's computer games. And then his parents are like, oh my god, our son is playing computer games as well. And they take the computer games away and think, okay, now we have taken away the source. Now our son is not going to go on a killing spree. And they will start ignoring all possible symptoms he is showing because they have taken away the computer games. He will not go on a killing spree because, well, this is the source and they took it away, so hey, we are all safe. No, he is still a psychopath, he is still building up aggressions, and he will go on a killing spree if you don't do anything. This whole scapegoat tactic is taking away the attention from real issues. It is giving people the illusion to have a simple way to prevent such incidences. But no, It is not. A person who is mentally sick, a person who is likely to go on a killing spree will do it. No matter if he has computer games, music or anything. This is a mental issue. By saying we found the solution and pointing at some random scapegoat, you also stop looking for the actual problem. The fact that our society is breeding sociopaths. We have a society that is growing into this elitaire and individualism destroying, corrupt machine in which the human mind, when it is not the strongest to begin with, gets pretty much grinded and ends up a mess. And this mess can lead to all kinds of things. It can lead to simple depressions, can lead to some kind of extreme escapism. But one of these issues are psychopaths. So instead of saying, oh, there is this random thing which causing it, you have to study what are actual symptoms. You have to study what is wrong in our society that creates psychopaths to begin with, and you have to take measures against those aspects. I know that a lot of people don't want to hear this kind of stuff because it's telling people that it is their fault. And especially politicians have a hard time going out there and saying, hey guys, it's your fault. You are the ones who missed the signals. You are the ones who created this monster by creating a social environment that broke his mental status. Do I have a solution for the problem? Can I say you how to prevent killing sprees? No, of course not. I don't have a degree in social science, I'm not a psychiatrist, but I don't need this degree to be able to tell you that using the scapegoat tactic is actually making things worse, and that the scapegoat tactic is part of the problem. I'm ANY, opinion counts.